Hey, what's up? Stephanie, the English coach here from EnglishFulltime.com. In this video, I'm going to be answering the question, will practicing English with other English learners make my English worse? Okay, this is a very popular question, and I totally understand why people ask this and worry about it and wonder about it, right? You think that, hey, I'm trying to improve my English, so if I speak with someone who's making mistakes, then their mistakes are going to get stuck in my brain and I'm not going to improve. So a lot of English learners actually avoid speaking with other English learners because they don't want to make their English worse, right? They're trying to make progress. They're not trying to, go back in time and get worse with their English. But here is what I tell my students. Practice is practice is practice is practice. If you avoid speaking because you don't want to practice with another English learner, then you are not taking advantage of an opportunity that exists for you to practice. So practice in general is important. It is so important for you to speak. And if you don't have speaking opportunities, if you don't have native speakers to speak with, well, the next best thing is another English learner who's just as willing as you are to practice with you, to help you improve however they can, to correct your mistakes if they hear any, and vice versa. You can collaborate and work together. And if you think about it, people do this in school all the time, in college all the time. You study with your classmates. You study for tests with your classmates. They're not better than you are, but you study together, you practice together, you help each other out, and then you take the test, right? So this actually is not a crazy idea, and it's not a bad idea. It is not bad to practice with other people who are learning, especially because they are the most dedicated people you will ever meet, who are dedicated to improving. Speaking with a native English speaker is great, but they're not going to be as interested in correcting your mistakes, helping you, or being patient with you when you speak. But another English language learner is going to be patient with you because they're going to expect you to be patient with them when they speak and make mistakes, etc. Now, the next thing that I tell my students is that input and output are two different things, okay? So input, when you're consuming English, for the most part, you want to be consuming English that is spoken by native English speakers because that is showing you and demonstrating to you how it should be spoken. So watch TV in English, watch movies in English, listen to the radio in English, do all of those things in English. But when you speak, all you need is somebody who's willing to listen to you so that you can practice speaking. And if that person is another English language learner, then so be it. That's perfect. That will give you the opportunity to practice your speaking skills, right? You just need somebody who's willing to listen. And again, if you're thinking, oh, well, I need to practice with a native speaker so they can correct me, unfortunately, that rarely happens. When you speak with native speakers, they don't sit there and correct every mistake because they're not focused on correcting you. They're focused on communication. They're not interested in correcting you for the most part. They just want to talk, get the message across and move on. So if that's what you're hoping for and expecting from communication with a native English speaker, then unfortunately you probably aren't going to get that either unless you pay a teacher who will correct your mistakes for you. Now, the next thing that I want to say, and very few people actually think about this, practicing your English with other English learners is so important because it will help develop your listening skills to understand different accents. And this is very, very important if you want to live in the USA, if you live in the USA, if you want to work for a multinational company, if you ever have to deal with clients from abroad or whatever. Having the ability to understand multiple accents from around the world is powerful, okay? Because it opens doors to new opportunities. It allows you to communicate with more people. Lots of people, even native English speakers, struggle with understanding accents. So the more you talk with people who have a Russian accent, Japanese accent, Chinese accent, Arabic accent, Spanish accent, Portuguese accent, etc., you're going to be able to understand more and more and more people. And that is a very, very valuable skill to have. For me personally, I understand almost everybody in English, every accent. I don't really have a problem with it, but that's because of the nature of what I do. I work with English language learners, and it's part of my job to be able to understand people. But again, that is such a valuable skill because I'm able to talk with so many people, have conversations, and me understanding other accents is not getting in the way of a conversation. Whereas with many other people, it does get in the way. So again, realize that when you have the opportunity to speak with another English language learner, it's not just about you developing your speaking skills, it's also about you developing your listening skills. And again, if you plan on working in any kind of company that deals with customers from around the world, or if you want to build your own business, you're going to have to deal with people around the world, okay? And if you want to live in the USA or something like that, there are people living there from all over the world. So having the ability to clearly and easily understand other English speakers with different accents is a great skill to have. So hopefully I have made my case in this video. Speaking English and practicing your English with other English learners is an excellent, excellent way to improve. It should not be overlooked. In fact, you should be very excited about this opportunity because there's so much opportunity for you to practice with people. I mean, here alone on my YouTube channel, there are hundreds of thousands of people who could potentially be your partner. On my Instagram account, on my Facebook, you can easily find people who would be willing to do calls with you to practice, and plus you'll get to know awesome people around the world. You guys are so cool. All right, you guys, that's it. If you have any experience practicing your English with other English language learners by doing Skype calls or anything like that, please share your experience in the comments. Tell us how it has impacted your English, how it has helped you, what you have learned. All right, so that is it. If you want a guide on practicing your English with native speakers, meeting native English speakers online, interacting with us so you can practice your English, improve your English, learn new vocabulary, build your confidence, etc., I have a guide on my website. I'm going to link it here in the description. I always share this guide because it is literally the most popular one on my entire website, EnglishFulltime.com. That's it, you guys. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.